Hello everyone, thanks for watching this video. So in this video, today we are going to understand what is the major release that been done in Java 1.5 or 5.0. Okay, so there are many major releases happen as part of the Java 5. Okay, among this major release, basically we are using 8 things very frequently in our Java coding days. Okay, since this is an introduction video, so we will be going to understand all the releases or all the enhancement in very high level, but into the next upcoming video we are going to understand each and every enhancement for Java 5 into the very deep level. Okay, we will be having some hands-on also. Okay, so in this video we are going to understand only the very high level of the each and every enhancement as part of Java 1.5 or 5.0. Okay, so the first enhancement is enhance for loop, or people say that it's for each loop also. See, this loop is actually it's very good for each loop. The reason is we also had before for each loop, we also have the for loop, we have the iterator to iterate the collection object, we have the for loop which is going to iterate the array and all those things. But the thing is that they introduce enhance for loop only just to focus on the abstraction level. Suppose that when we are writing for loop, so int I equal to 0, I is less than some condition and I plus plus or I minus minus. Okay, but in here enhance for loop we don't have that much visibility on the variable. Okay, we just have the two variable. One variable is that we are receiving and one variable is that we are accepting. That's all, only two variable. So this loop is very much abstracted. Okay, but it has some disadvantage also, but obviously if anything come, it has two things, pros and cons both. Okay, but advantage is more than disadvantage for this for each loop. We will going to understand in programmatic way also. Now second thing is that variable argument, it also called as a var. In that variable argument, this is actually the very good enhancement as part of Java 5. In this enhancement, suppose that in Java when we are doing the method overloading, right? So suppose that we have in method overloading, we know that we having more than one method having same name with the different argument. That is the basic rule of method overloading. Okay, so in that way, if you see, you will be having one method called add having two argument. You will be having another same method called add having three argument. You will be having another method add having four argument. So if you see, your number of argument is getting increased. Okay, so it is also obvious that there will be a possibility that one method contain 50 argument also, but obviously we can have one array and in that array we can have some list of argument that we can pass, but that is the as part of your code customization. Okay, this is not part of your Java features. Okay, so to understand the feasibility or to understand the problem of the developer, as part of Java 5 they introduced the var argument. So they in that enhancement, the main focus is they were saying that the first argument will be always constant. Suppose that in add you are passing two argument a and b. Okay, in second add method you are passing three argument a, b, c. So what they are telling is your first argument will be always visible, means a, and the second argument you have to put the three dot, so it will become the infinity. As many times you pass the argument doesn't matter, they will understand. Okay, it's more than one, that's all. So that came as part of the Java 1.5, which is very good feature. Third feature is static import, which is actually not good, but I don't know, but I will tell you why it is not good. But I don't see any positive things into the static import, but still I have to explain you. The static import, how they were telling is, suppose that you have a static class, inside the static class you have more than one static method, okay, and you want to access, okay. Obviously we know that to access the static method we need not to create the instance. That is the very beginning feature of the Java. This is not related to our static import. Extra for static import, what they did is they are telling that, okay, suppose that you have one class called employee and you have method called get name, get phone, get salary, something like that, okay. So they are telling that you just have to import the com dot something dot your employee class, and so automatically you can access your get employee, get name, getter without having your class name also. Similar way, if you know that you have system.out.println, okay, in that class we know that system is the static class, okay. So what they are telling is you just have to import the lang package followed by the system class into the import statement, and you only have to write the out.println, okay. So that they enhance, but this is more about the confusion only. There shouldn't be, I mean, I don't feel that is there any good thing about the static import, okay. We will discuss again more about the static import, okay, what is the advantage and what is the disadvantage. Now coming to the fourth enhancement, which is called auto boxing and unboxing. So when collection got introduced, that time this problem came, okay. So basically we know that collection class or collection, any of the API which is available in collection or which belongs to collection, they haven't accept the primitive, means int, they accept integer, okay. So to write the code into the collection way, we always have to pass the wrapper class, okay, as a argument, or we have to typecast something, but that is sometimes become painful for the developer, since when the data coming dynamically we are not able to predict, okay, which types of data come and what would be the our wrapper class followed with that. So that time there is a many chance that class cast exception has to come, okay. So for that Java 5 introduced auto boxing, means if you pass int it becomes integer automatically. So they will do auto boxing also and unboxing also. For that developer need not to do anything manually, it's just handled by the Java compiler. This is actually very good feature as part of Java 5. Now coming to the fifth feature, which is enum. Enum is also most commonly used feature in Java. But before enum also we have the constant class, okay. Basically we are defining the public, static, final, and then all the fields inside the class we are defining into the same way, just to make sure that this class is our constant class, okay. But to reduce this variable separator, all those things, they introduce the enum. Enum is also acting as a same as per the constant class what we are writing manually, but it has some extra feature also, okay. But basically this will help you to define your constant easily, and we have to call the constant very easily. There are many others way that we will discuss into the next video. This is fifth number, which is very good, okay. This also called as a type safe enum, okay. Sixth number is covariant return type. This term, if you remember, this is very frequently used in the method overriding, okay. Covariant return type is accepted from Java 1.5, okay. So basically what is covariant return type? Means suppose that your parent variable, your parent method returning something A, and the child method returning B. So in that way, what is the covariant return types? Covariant return types means B, which is available in child, should be a parent of A, okay. So this relationship is called covariant return type, okay. Like number, integer, object class, object is the parent of everything, and object with string, object with integer, like that. So these are all relationship is called as a covariant return type, which is very good actually. We will discuss into the next video also this one very briefly. Now the seventh enhancement is annotation, or we can say the metadata. Annotation is actually one of the most usable code in entire Java coding standard. Okay, so how basically this is getting used? Annotation is the way where we are telling compiler to treat me into the some special way. Okay, suppose that at the rate override, we know that this method is overridden by seeing the code and all those things, but when we are running this code, Java compiler may not know that you are following this relationship. So for that we are writing at the rate overriding. Even though if you won't write, there won't be any issue, but if you are writing, there is one special message going to your compiler that okay, you have to maintain or you have to understand this method very carefully or in some special way. Means we are giving some special information to compiler, I mean JVM. Okay, this is also very good. 7th. Now 8th is generic. This one is the last, but there are many major enhancement came as part of the Java 1.5, but we are using frequently these 8 things, so that's why I have mentioned this 8. So last is generic. Generic is the also one of the best enhancement as part of the Java 1.5. In that 1.5, generic basically it's type safe actually. Means you are writing, suppose that you are creating one instance of array list al equal to new array list. Okay, and we are adding one element l dot string a, string b, string c, string c. This is my internal implementation, and I have given this list class to the different program or different people I want to call the same object, but we are not sure that which kinds of data available into this list class, means either a string or integer and all those things, right? So when we are accessing the data from the array list without knowing which types of data available, there will be always chance that class cast exception or some other exception, type mismatch exception will come. Okay, so to overcome this issue, we are just defining the generic. Generic means array list bracket integer new array list. Okay, means that this array list object we have created, this is only applicable to load the integer type data. Okay, high level. Okay, if you are passing string, means this array list contain only string types of data. So the client who want to access your array list, they are very sure that okay, what are the data available inside that, this is some specific type, means either it's integer type or it is in a string type, so they can write the code into the same logic, so they won't get any exception in future. So that is the basic high level idea of the generic. Okay, we will got to understand everything very clearly into the upcoming video, but for this introduction part we are good till now. Okay, yeah, thanks for watching this video.